The Cleveland Browns defense, once considered one of the most feared and dominant units in the entire NFL, now finds itself at a crossroads as the 2025 season approaches. After slipping from its elite status, this year is shaping up to be a crucial turning point, not just for the team, but for the individual futures of many players wearing orange and brown. According to the latest episode of the Orange and Brown Talk podcast, this season has essentially become a season-long tryout for a large number of defenders to prove they still belong as part of the franchise's long-term plans. Host Dan Laba laid it out perfectly. He explained that if certain players manage to elevate their performances at key positions, this Browns defense has the potential to climb back to the heights it once reached just a couple of years ago. That optimism, though, hinges on whether some familiar names can finally deliver on their promise and if younger, untested players can rise to the moment. One of the players sitting firmly under the spotlight is safety Grant Delpit. Back in 2022, Delpit looked like a future star, grabbing 4 interceptions and showing flashes of a game-changer. But in the 2 seasons since, he's managed just 1 pick. Browns beat reporter Mary Kay Cabot still believes in Delpit's potential, stating that she thinks he's capable of taking his game to another level. According to Cabot, there's another gear inside Delpit, and now's the time for him to find it. Cornerback Martin Emerson Jr. is another name Browns fans will want to watch closely this year. After a promising start to his career, Emerson took what Cabot described as a few steps back last season. Still, she insists Emerson has Pro Bowl potential because of his impressive physical tools and the flashes of talent he's shown in the past. This season will be his opportunity to put it all together and remind the league why the Browns were so high on him in the first place. Dan Labbe summed up the high-stakes nature of this season best when he said, "You got a bunch of guys that, all right, here's your chance. You've been in this system for a while now. Some of you have had success, some of you haven't, but show us you're part of this future." That statement captures the energy surrounding this defense in 2025, an open audition where nothing is guaranteed and everything must be earned. This season-long evaluation isn't just about the veterans either. Younger, lesser-known players will also get their first real opportunities to leave a mark. Safety Ronnie Hickman is one of those players. Following the departure of veteran Juan Thornhill, Hickman is expected to see a major increase in playing time, and Cabot believes he has the playmaking ability to turn heads in those added snaps. At linebacker, rookie Carson Schwesinger could be a breakout candidate. Cabot noted how excited the Browns are about the young linebacker and suggested he has a real chance to make eyes pop if he can capitalize on his chances early in the season. With a thin linebacker room, Schwesinger could quickly carve out a significant role if he lives up to expectations. The defensive line also features plenty of question marks and potential redemption stories. All eyes will be on first-round pick Mason Graham, who enters the league with heavy expectations as the 5th overall selection. The pressure is even higher, knowing that the Browns passed on the chance to draft Colorado's dynamic Travis Hunter in favor of Graham. The team is banking on Graham to anchor the defensive front and immediately contribute at a high level. Another name to remember is second-year defensive tackle Mike Hall. After injuries and a suspension derailed his rookie season, Hall remains somewhat of a mystery. The Browns used a valuable second-round pick on him last year, and expectations were sky-high. Now healthy, Hall has a chance to finally show what he's capable of. Cabot explained that if Hall can meet those expectations, he could start to challenge for Pro Bowl selections in the next season or 2. Even the face of the Browns' defense, superstar pass rusher Myles Garrett, isn't exempt from heightened expectations. Cabot pointed out that despite Garrett's consistent all-pro level of play, there's still a belief that he has another level he can reach. And in a year where the defense is searching for an identity and leadership, Garrett stepping up to a new gear could set the tone for the rest of the unit. Perhaps the most powerful sentiment came when Cabot warned about the danger of being labeled just a guy in the NFL. She explained that in this league, mediocrity is a death sentence for a player's career. The last thing anyone on this defense can afford is to become an afterthought, especially when the Browns are trying to claw their way back into playoff contention. Heading into 2025, it's clear the Browns' defense must rediscover the dominant form it once had. That transformation won't come from scheme adjustments or coaching changes alone. It starts with individual players rising to the moment, making plays and proving they belong. The talent is there. Now it's about translating potential into production, and for many defenders in Cleveland, this year is their final audition. If the Browns want to make noise in the playoffs and return to being one of the NFL's most feared defenses, this season-long tryout must unearth playmakers who are ready to seize the spotlight and establish stars willing to push themselves to new heights. One way or another, this is going to be a season to remember in Cleveland for better or worse. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, the quarterback position isn't just a role. It's a symbol of leadership, resilience, and the pressure of carrying an entire franchise on your shoulders. And right now, in the heart of Cleveland, one name stands at a critical crossroads: Kenny Pickett. The Cleveland Browns are on the verge of making one of their most pivotal decisions in recent history, and as the clock ticks down, the future of Pickett's career hangs in the balance. What happened to the quarterback once hailed as a rising star? How did a player with so much promise find himself fighting for survival in one of the league's fiercest competitions? Today, we're diving deep into the unfolding quarterback saga in Cleveland and what it means for the future of Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's journey to this moment has been anything but ordinary. From his days as a standout in college football, he showcased the kind of arm strength, field vision, and poise under pressure that made scouts believe he could one day lead an NFL team. When he finally entered the league, expectations were sky high. Fans and analysts alike envisioned him as the next great signal caller who could reshape the destiny of whichever team gave him the opportunity. And for a while, it seemed like Kenny Pickett was destined for that spotlight. But as with so many NFL careers, the road is rarely smooth. The transition from college to professional football tests even the most talented athletes in ways they can't always anticipate. And for Pickett, those challenges came fast and hard. While he had moments of brilliance, flashes of the player everyone believed he could be, consistency proved elusive. Injuries, coaching changes, and tough losses began to cloud his path, and with every setback, the doubts from fans and critics grew louder. Now with the Cleveland Browns in the midst of one of the most competitive quarterback battles in the league, the pressure on Pickett is reaching a fever pitch. The team has brought in fresh talent, young quarterbacks hungry for their shot at glory, and veterans eager to prove they still have what it takes. Every practice snap, every preseason rep, and every decision on the field is being dissected and evaluated. And while Kenny Pickett possesses the raw talent and football IQ to compete with the best of them, the question remains, is it enough in a league where opportunity is fleeting and second chances are rare? What makes this situation even more complex is the environment surrounding it. Cleveland, a city starved for football success, has a passionate fan base known for its loyalty and high expectations. The media coverage is relentless, with narratives shifting daily based on the smallest of details. One standout performance in practice can elevate a player to fan favorite, while one poor showing can lead to speculation about trades, releases, or demotions. In such an unforgiving landscape, Kenny Pickett finds himself not only battling his fellow quarterbacks, but also fighting against public perception and the heavy weight of expectations. For the Browns' decision-makers, the process of selecting a starting quarterback goes beyond arm strength and statistics. They're evaluating leadership qualities, mental toughness, and the ability to handle adversity, traits that often determine long-term success in the NFL more than physical tools alone. And while Kenny Pickett's skill set is undeniable, it's his response to these intense circumstances that will ultimately define his future. As we inch closer to the official announcement of the Browns' starting quarterback, the implications for Pickett stretch far beyond this season. This decision will shape his career trajectory, his legacy within the franchise, and potentially his place in the league moving forward. For a player once considered a surefire starter, the possibility of slipping down the depth chart is a harsh reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in professional sports. Yet amid the uncertainty, there's a deeper story unfolding. One of resilience, determination, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. Kenny Pickett's current battle isn't just against other quarterbacks. It's against doubt, adversity, and the unforgiving nature of the NFL itself. And while the final outcome remains unknown, his willingness to keep fighting, to keep competing, and to keep believing speaks volumes about his character. The saga of Kenny Pickett in Cleveland is a powerful example of how unpredictable the journey can be for athletes at the highest level. Success in the NFL isn't guaranteed, no matter how much talent you possess or how bright your future once seemed. It's earned day by day through grit, resilience, and the ability to rise when everything seems stacked against you. As the Browns prepare to name their starting quarterback, one thing is certain. For Kenny Pickett, this isn't just another chapter, it's a defining moment. Whether he claims the starting job or finds himself in a backup role, his story is far from over. And for fans of the game, it's a reminder of why we watch, why we root, and why in football as in life every moment counts. The Cleveland Browns quarterback battle has taken an unexpected, fascinating turn. And at the heart of it is rookie Dillon Gabriel, who's quickly becoming one of the most talked about names of the offseason. Gabriel, fresh off his first NFL minicamp, didn't just take the field, he commanded it. Leading in reps and displaying poise far beyond his rookie status, Gabriel is turning heads both within the Browns organization and among Cleveland fans hungry for some hope under center. But what's making this competition even more intriguing isn't just what's happening between the hash marks. It's how these young quarterbacks are navigating life off the field. Gabriel, known for his calm demeanor and easy connection with people, is finding unique ways to engage with fans and show that he's embracing this moment in Cleveland. Recently, Gabriel gave fans a small but telling glimpse into his mindset through a playful Instagram story. In response to followers suggesting he needed a haircut, the rookie shared a fresh trim with the caption, "For those saying I needed a haircut, it was already in the plans. Thank you, though." It might seem like a small moment, but for Browns fans, it signals something bigger, that this young quarterback is listening, tuning into the city's vibe, and having fun with the process. The Instagram story didn't stop there. Gabriel followed up with snapshots of his off-season life, including a calm nature scene and a cruise in his car, showing fans his more personal, relaxed side away from the grind of pro football. It's a welcome contrast to some of the headlines swirling around his fellow rookie quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. While Sanders has found himself making news for off-field incidents like speeding violations and missed court appearances, Gabriel has managed to stay out of trouble and focus solely on football. In a room packed with veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, and rookies eager to prove themselves, that steady presence matters. Dillon Gabriel's journey to Cleveland is a story in itself. Drafted 94th overall in a pick the Browns secured through the Amari Cooper trade, Gabriel entered a crowded and uncertain quarterback room. And yet, through hard work and consistency in the offseason, he's making a legitimate case to climb the depth chart. According to insiders, his sharp decision-making and understanding of the offense are already setting him apart. One team insider even mentioned that if Gabriel simply stays the course and avoids the pitfalls of rookie mistakes, he could very well secure the backup job behind a veteran starter. While Sanders continues to capture headlines with his high-profile pedigree and on-field flashes, Gabriel is methodically making his case where it matters, on the practice field. ESPN analyst Field Yates recently weighed in on this quarterback competition, breaking down the performances of both Sanders and Gabriel. According to Yates, Sanders has impressed with his accuracy, touch, and pocket presence, qualities that suggest long-term potential. However, Yates pointed out that Gabriel, with his extensive college experience and immediate grasp of the Browns' complex offensive scheme, might have the inside track for a backup role heading into the regular season. Gabriel's college resume is nothing short of impressive. Over his career, spanning stints at UCF, Oklahoma, and Oregon, he threw for over 18,000 yards and 155 touchdowns. His final season at Oregon showed not just his ability to produce, but his capacity to adapt, throwing 30 touchdowns while learning a new offensive system. That adaptability is proving invaluable now as he transitions into Cleveland's playbook. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders brings his own impressive college track record, having completed nearly 70% of his passes at Colorado with outstanding ball placement and timing. His accuracy and natural leadership make him a compelling option for the Browns' future. However, given his recent off-field distractions and the challenges all rookie quarterbacks face adjusting to the NFL's speed and complexity, Sanders might need a bit more time before he's ready to take on a starting role. As training camp approaches, the Browns face tough decisions. The safest route for Cleveland is starting a seasoned veteran like Joe Flacco, who, despite mixed results in recent years, offers reliability and leadership. ESPN's Yates cautioned that either rookie would have to be head and shoulders better than the other three to be considered for a Week 1 starting job. So with every rep, every throw, and every decision under the microscope, Dillon Gabriel is quietly turning this competition on its head. The battle under center in Cleveland is shaping up to be one of the most compelling storylines heading into the new season. Fans are eager to see who will emerge as the face of the Browns' offense. Will it be the battle-tested Joe Flacco, the enigmatic Kenny Pickett, the headline-grabbing Shedeur Sanders, or the quietly rising Dillon Gabriel? One thing's for sure, this competition isn't just about who throws the best ball. It's about who can handle the pressure, connect with the city, and lead this franchise into a new chapter. Dillon Gabriel seems to understand that perfectly. From his command on the practice field to his connection with fans on social media, Gabriel is sending a clear message to Cleveland. He's not here just to compete. He's here to claim his place in Browns history. And if early signs are any indication, Browns fans might be witnessing the rise of a future star. So buckle up, Cleveland. The quarterback battle is just getting started. The Cleveland Browns quarterback competition has taken an electrifying turn, and all eyes are now on rookie sensation Dillon Gabriel. Fresh off an outstanding showing at minicamp, Gabriel isn't just impressing coaches with his arm and decision-making. He's captivating fans with the way he's embracing this massive opportunity. In a quarterback room packed with experience and young talent, every single throw, drill, and moment of leadership could shape Gabriel's future in the NFL, and he seems determined to make every one of those moments count. Dillon Gabriel's rise to this stage has been a story of grit, determination, and resilience. Known for his precise throws and the ability to quickly read defenses, he's earned a reputation as one of the most promising young quarterbacks to watch. At minicamp, it wasn't by chance that Gabriel commanded the most reps. It was a clear reflection of the work he's put in behind the scenes and the trust he's already earning from the Browns coaching staff. But what's really setting Gabriel apart isn't just what he's doing on the field, it's how he's choosing to connect with fans and embrace the city of Cleveland. In today's NFL, the relationship between players and fans means more than ever before. Social media, personal appearances, and community engagement have become critical parts of an athlete's brand and legacy. Dillon Gabriel seems to understand that better than most rookies. Rather than shying away from the spotlight, he's leaning into it, actively listening to the voices of fans and even taking their suggestions seriously. It's a bold move for a young quarterback fighting for his place in the league, but it speaks to his humility and his desire to build something bigger than just personal success. By opening that door to the Cleveland faithful, Gabriel is already earning a special place in the hearts of supporters hungry for a leader they can believe in. But make no mistake, the road ahead isn't easy. The Browns' quarterback room is as competitive as it gets. Veteran names bring leadership and experience, while other young quarterbacks like Sanders are hungry to prove themselves. Every snap in practice and every rep in training camp will be a battle. And for Gabriel, the decision to engage so openly with fans could turn into a double-edged sword. While it boosts his relatability and strengthens his bond with Cleveland, it also adds another layer of pressure. People will expect results, and when you're taking advice from fans, you're also raising expectations. Yet, if anyone's prepared to carry that weight, it seems to be Dillon Gabriel. His presence in Cleveland signals the potential beginning of a new chapter for a franchise desperate to climb out of years of inconsistency. More than just a rookie fighting for a roster spot, Gabriel represents a shift in energy and culture. His boldness, both on the field and in how he carries himself off it, hints at the possibility of something special brewing in Cleveland. It's no longer just about who has the strongest arm or the fastest feet. It's about leadership, connection, and creating a team identity that players and fans alike can rally behind. As we inch closer to the opening of training camp, the anticipation surrounding Dillon Gabriel only continues to grow. His fearless attitude, combined with his ability to command attention both as a player and a person, could end up redefining not just his own career, but also the entire quarterback landscape in Cleveland. In a league where authenticity is sometimes hard to find, Gabriel stands out as a refreshing, genuine presence. The question now is whether all these bold choices and strong performances will translate into meaningful success on Sundays. One thing is certain, this is a quarterback battle worth watching. Dillon Gabriel isn't just here to fill a spot on the depth chart. He's here to compete, to lead, and to possibly claim a starting role in one of the NFL's most passionate football cities. In the months ahead, we'll find out if his unique approach can carry him to the top of the depth chart. But no matter how it plays out, he's already leaving his mark and reminding fans in Cleveland why they fell in love with this sport in the first place. Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started. When Travis Hunter signed his historic contract with the Jacksonville Jaguars, it wasn't just another NFL headline. It was a moment that sent shockwaves through the league and social media alike. Reactions poured in from fans, analysts, former players, and teammates. But amid the flood of words and celebratory posts, one response quietly rose above the rest for its simplicity and the weight it carried. Sanders, Hunter's longtime teammate and close friend, responded with just a single crossed fingers emoji. No words, no hashtags, just a simple symbol. And sometimes, in a world where everyone is eager to say something, it's the quiet gestures that say the most. Travis Hunter and Sanders weren't just teammates at Colorado. They were brothers in battle, sharing not just the victories and highlight moments, but also the crushing defeats, the grueling practices, and those long, pressure-filled nights when the weight of expectations felt heavier than their shoulder pads. They stood together under the spotlight created by Deion Sanders, a stage that carried both opportunity and relentless scrutiny. Through it all, they built something rare, a connection rooted not just in football, but in trust, loyalty, and the kind of bond you can't manufacture with a contract or a championship ring. Now, as the NFL chapter of their lives begins, they find themselves wearing different uniforms and playing for different franchises. But if anyone thought that would weaken their connection, Shedur's simple emoji proved otherwise. It was more than just a digital gesture, it was a symbol of brotherhood, a way of saying, "I see you, I'm proud of you." And no matter where this journey takes us, what we built together remains untouched. Travis Hunter's new deal wasn't ordinary. 4 years, $46.65 million fully guaranteed, more than $30 million paid up front. A contract unheard of for a non-quarterback who wasn't the first overall pick. The Jaguars didn't just sign a player, they made a statement. By officially listing Hunter as both a wide receiver and a cornerback, they showed the world they believed in his versatility, his relentless drive, and the fact that he could defy the norms of what's expected in the NFL. It's the kind of deal that changes a player's life, and in some ways, changes the way the game itself is played. But while the money and headlines drew attention, it was that one crossed fingers emoji from Shedeur Sanders that reminded everyone of what truly matters beneath the surface. Because long before the paychecks, before the national media, before the NFL draft, there were two young men chasing the same dream, training together, competing together, believing in each other when no one else did. And that's the part of the story no contract can buy and no uniform change can erase. The NFL may have placed them on different teams, but it hasn't placed them in different worlds. That bond, built through shared struggles and triumphs, remains stronger than any draft decision or team assignment. And while they may not share a locker room again anytime soon, the respect, the admiration, and the memories they created together still live on. Moments like Shedeur's quiet gesture remind us all that beyond the stats, the money, and the business side of football, this sport is still built on human connection, on brotherhood, on the unspoken understanding between those who have walked through fire together. So as Travis Hunter steps into this new chapter with the Jaguars, carrying the hopes of a franchise and the weight of a record-breaking deal, there's comfort in knowing that somewhere out there, Shedeur Sanders is watching, rooting for him, and silently crossing his fingers for his friend's continued rise. Because some stories don't end with the final whistle, they just find new fields to play on.